Ciao familia, welcome to another YouTube video, and today we're basically doing a Cooking with Chiara special because as you can see there's plenty of food on my table, and if you can't tell from the title, basically we're going to do a meal prep for the week. Why is that important to meal prep for me? Because when you're starving, coming back from work, and you really starving, want to grab the first thing you see in the fridge, instead of grabbing or grabbing the takeaway or anything like that, you can just have your meals that is ready, and it's so much more convenient. It helps you save money, and it's all food that you can track, okay? So without any further ado, let's get into it. I've got a timer with me, so we'll be basically timing how long it takes me to prep all my food for the week, okay? What the rule is, you can have up to 3 days worth of food in the fridge, so that's what we'll be working towards. And then after 3 days, you can freeze the rest. So you can even meal prep for the full week, okay? Obviously this is what helps you stay on track, and if you want me to help you, tell you exactly what you need to have, exactly the quantity and ingredients that you have to have, because you can't just have random food, right? It has to be calculated to you to reach your goals. Link in the description below for one-to-one online coaching. Now, are we ready? We start now. Okay, so I'm gonna start by boiling some water and prepping all my veggies first. So I'll be boiling my carrots because I'll be using them. Okay, start by chopping up all the veggies in the meantime. Listen, when I'm not like a bloody chef, okay? So when I cut my veggies, I'm not bothered about chopping them very thinly. Like, I'm not bothered if you're someone that wants to chop them thinly and tiny little pieces, it's up to you, but with mine, I just chop them however, like, I'm not too bothered, even if they're chunkier as well, if it makes sense. Red onions, guys, and onions give so much more flavor to the food normally. So I just kind of have to cry and suffer in silence, if it makes sense. Woo. First onion done. Crying my eyes out. It's hitting me. Tried so hard. Honestly, like, I feel like I should be wearing contact lenses because first of all, I need them. And secondly, every time I wear contact lenses and chop an onion, I can fight the onion. Like, it just doesn't bother me. So the secret is actually cutting an onion with your contacts on. There's actually tears rolling down my cheek now. Oh God. It's just actually a tear coming out. Like, you should. I'm literally crying.
Come back, that's your thumbnail, that. Let me take a picture of that. Please, you can't put that as your thumbnail.
Ah! Oh my God! Okay, we're done with the onion, thank God. Let me just wash my hand and recover. Woo. So I'm putting this one onion separately because I'll be using it for another meal. Now, no more crying sessions. I feel like the worst is gone. You went through the worst bit. Now it's all fun and games. If you're a psychopath and you like to chop up your veggies very slowly and with precision, I mean, when I'm meal prepping, we need to be realistic, guys. These are actually real meals. This is actually how I actually make my food. I want to just get done as quickly as I can, really. So I'm not going to start paying attention on how finely I chop something, you know? So the veggies is done. I'm going to put it all in the same bowl. Okay, lovely. So we got our first bowl ready. Now let's drain the carrots. Okay. I use 3 chicken breasts, which will equal to 3 meals. Now, one controversial thing that I always get, people think that they should actually wash the meat and the chicken. That's actually wrong. You shouldn't, because the moment you actually wash a chicken, you actually transfer more bacteria into it. So a lot of people actually, I had a few people say, oh my God, you don't wash the chicken. You're not supposed to wash the chicken. And if you don't believe me, Google it and search it in a scientific research paper, not like a blog from, you know, that's not credible. You know what I mean? So actually, you're not supposed to wash your meat. Did you know that? One of the things that I actually always see with like people that do all the meal preps or whatever, and they do these meal prep videos, is they're always like bland meals, right? They're just, yeah, baked chicken in the oven, like just, it's not that tasty, is it? But with me, I always like to do meals that are actually tasty, rather than just, okay, just pop everything in the oven and that's it. I mean, I personally don't like baked chicken. I don't know about you, but it doesn't taste exactly amazing. Obviously, you can keep it soft by putting it in a silver paper, whatever it's called. But it's still like, I feel like it's still not as great. Do you know what I mean? So that's, we got our chicken here, nice and ready. So all we have to do now is just start cooking it. I like to use a wok pan, just because it's easier to throw like loads of things together, if it makes sense. So, exclusively fry light. Guys, when you use olive oil, you know how many calories you actually add in. You literally wouldn't know. So fry light is just a lifesaver. So we put the chicken in, we start cooking it. In the meantime, we cook our beef as well. Okay. So there is around 500 grams of these. I could have literally 5 meals out of this. So I'm actually not seasoning the chicken just because I'm going to use the fajita kit seasoning. But obviously the enchilada, I haven't got the enchilada spices, so I'm gonna be seasoning well my meat. So we don't want bland stuff, do we? It's like people that think actually that they're scared of seasoning food. Seasoning actually doesn't really have calories. Things like pepper, garlic, individual garlic granules, or rosemary, these are herbs. Simple herbs and simple garlic and granules, they're not gonna have a lot of calories. But there are obviously some seasonings that can have a mixture of things. When it's like a mixture of things together, it's always worth checking the label, because I actually had one of my clients that she was using loads of mixed seasoning. It was a mix of different things, and she didn't know that actually it had loads of different things in, like chickpeas and things that would actually like add a lot of calories in. So it's actually really important you check the label. But normal things like herbs or garlic granules, onion powders, or anything like that, they have no calories, so feel free to use them. Keep hydrated. Okay, so for me, I actually forgot to cook the onions first for these, so I'm just gonna add them now. See how it goes. But anyway, this meat section is gonna go in the oven because it's gonna cook even more as an enchilada, so it should be fine, hopefully. So in the meantime, let's open this, the fajita kit. Following literally the instructions on the pack, it said to sizzle the chicken and cook it thoroughly, and then add the onions, peppers, and seasonings. So I'm gonna cook the chicken first. I'm just following what it says, really. So I'm just gonna drain the chicken just because it's releasing a lot of water, of course. So just drain it as we cook it. And what I'll do now, I'll add all the veggies that we pre-chopped before, the onions and peppers. the meat is almost ready, so we can now lower the heat and add our ready sauce, because I haven't got time to make my own. You know what I mean? This is actually not that bad, the dolmia one. It doesn't really have that many like sugars and calories, so it's actually alright to use, especially if you use the reduced sugar one. However, if I'm aware that, like, depending on what country you are, there is some food is not as regulated as in the UK. So you have to be careful sometimes of some of the stuff that you buy that is already ready, like sauces. Like, just simply check the label. Like what I do if I want to, for example, use a sauce that is already made, like this one. What you have to do is just make sure you check the label. How much sugar does it have? How much salt does it have? Like, just check what you buy before you consume it. The next meal that I'm gonna make is literally like a prawn cocktail, sweet potato, bake, sweet potato. What are they called, the sweet potatoes that are made? Jack potatoes. Yeah, jack potato, that's the one. So I'm gonna use cucumber for freshness. Okay. We need to be realistic here. We're not here trying to fight with time. Well, at the end of the day, we're making so many meals for the full week together. So I just, obviously I'm timing it to be curious to see how long it actually takes me, but there is no rush, you know what I mean? This is our meals, this is food that we're gonna put into our body for ourselves. We're doing something positive for ourselves here. So we want to do it good, you know? So I'm gonna put this aside in the meantime and start building the enchiladas. Let's not forget about our lovely carrots, which we prepared. Loads of vitamin A in our lovely carrots. So, great addition. You can get as creative as you can in terms of vegetables. You can use anything. Like, if you like spinach, you can use spinach. Like, whatever you like, really. This is about finding what you like. I'm gonna be starting to build our enchiladas. Yeah. Okay, so before we actually do that, I'm gonna also make our sweet potatoes. Honestly, if you prefer doing them in the oven, because I suppose the microwave is not the healthiest option, okay? But you can also throw them in the oven while you do all this. But I'm just gonna do it in the microwave. All you have to do, if you use the microwave, make sure you always pierce them first, otherwise they'll literally explode. I just have sweet potatoes because I like the taste of them. They've got no less calories than normal potatoes. If you like regular potatoes, I have the regular potatoes. So it's just literally a myth of sweet potatoes being healthier. So I put them in for 7 minutes. And we're also gonna add some mozzarella cheese to our lovely fajitas. Sorry, enchiladas. People will say that this is not proper enchiladas. Well, it's my own version of enchiladas. I know, I'm aware that they're made different, okay? But these is our quick meals that are relatively tasty, and for me it just works. I don't have to be a professional enchilada maker. These are my own meals that I like to make, that are just easy, tasty. I don't need anything else. I mean, should I just make up a name so that I don't offend anyone? Chiaraladas, should I call them? Because I had someone commenting before saying, oh my God, these are not real enchiladas. I know that they're not, but we have to be realistic. When we're preparing food in bulk throughout the week, right? We just want to make quick things that are easy, and whatever is easy, whatever works for us, that's what we should be doing, really. So I just put the enchiladas in it, and then I fold in and then the other thing out. I'm going to put more to seal them, more filling to seal them. Okay, and you can see I can make loads of these. And I have one enchilada each time for lunch. You see how many meals I'm basically making. You can also freeze the rest. My favorite. I've been doing these for months now. If you watched my previous What I Eat in a Day, I'm obsessed with this recipe. Like, I make it so much because it's so yummy. And then I'll finish off with more cheese on top. Delicious. Now, pop it in the oven for like 10 to 15 minutes, which I didn't turn on. Time to make our lovely prawns in the meantime. You can actually, if you want to make this process quicker, instead of prawns, you can use tuna because it's raw and you can just get it straight out of the can and just do a baked potato with tuna, sweet corn and mayo. But I fancy a little bit of a change because I always usually make that. So basically we're already finished with our fajitas. So all you have to do, we have 3 meals of that. So we divide the pan into 3 equal portions. Of course, people ask me as well, how do you know that this is exactly the same amount? We don't. We just estimate when we cook in bulk. We can measure everything, like when we track 1 chicken breast and all the ingredients, you track them as normal. But then it doesn't really matter when you cook in bulk and you try to divide it into like equal portions, if it makes sense. So divide this into 3. So we got the 3 meals here. All you have to do, let me just do the prawns. Obviously, you buy the fajita kit. Literally, I use normally 2 tortillas per meal. So you could either have the 2 tortillas per meal, or you can also have, well, I haven't got it with me because I ate it all, but I normally just have the Uncle Ben's ready rice and just have half of the packet of that, and literally done. You have 3 meals ready. So you literally don't have to do anything in the week. We're gonna make the filling to make it nice and tasty. Put the prawns in a bowl, okay? Finish that. And then grabbing our dressings and what we're gonna use. We're gonna use some sriracha and light mayo as our lovely filling. Okay, so obviously we got our cucumber as well, which we could actually put in now. I feel like this bowl it's too big now, so I'll transfer in this one. Otherwise I won't be able to stir everything. Okay, put our mayo in, 2 tablespoons. And sriracha if you like it spicy, otherwise you don't have to. You can actually use, if you don't like spicy, you can use, I know it sounds weird, but like ketchup to make like a pink sauce. There's like a prawn cocktail thing, if it makes sense. So we just give this a mix. Actually very yummy, like I'll show you. It's actually really good. Little filling, can you see? Let's do our potato. Ooh. Hot. Split it in half, open it into 2. And baked potatoes, I love them because they're so easy. You can literally put whatever you want in them. Open them up, and obviously you want to divide it into 2 portions, okay? So we have 1 portion here. Lovely. And then I'm gonna grab a little plate because actually I want to eat this now. And we put the rest of the filling. delicious. As I said, you can do exactly the same with tuna if you don't like prawns, or you can also put chicken. Literally, you can be as creative as you want with this. Perfect. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meals plus the other 5 in the oven. Literally just waiting for it. I'm gonna clean up in the meantime. Woo, okay, familia. That's it. We finished at, let's check the timer, 56 minutes. So under an hour. Can you see? Stop. 56 minutes, under an hour. We made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 meals. And yes, you might think, oh my God, it took me an hour of my time. An hour of my time to cook 10 meals. If you actually think how much time it saves you, that 1 hour that you dedicate, for example, on a Sunday or on a Saturday, on a day that you have more time, instead of finding the time every single day to cook, like you have to find, it will save you so much time, so much food. And overall, it'll just be a winning, and you're staying on track. It's all food that you can pre-track and then divide equally, as I said before, making sure that you target your macros, you track it on MyFitnessPal and everything, or I can help you calculate that for you so you don't have to worry about what to eat, etc. But these are tasty meals. These are things that are tasty and I love. These are all tasty meals. These are foods that I actually enjoy having and eating. And it's not boring baked chicken and broccoli or anything like that. It tastes amazing, and that's how I can stay on track for me, yeah. So there's some inspo here for you. Feel free to copy some of the recipe, tweak them if you don't like certain ingredients. If you don't like onions, you can always take it out. But this is just an example to show you that being and staying on track can be easy. Okay, it's not as bad as you think. I'm salivating as I'm looking at these because it's literally delicious. But anyway, for me, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe and stop making excuses, okay? You can do it. Take 1 hour out in a week. Find that hour to dedicate it for your health, okay? Speak to you soon, familia.